Hey, everybody, and welcome to another What's on the Shelf. And we're now on part 40. It's been a while, honestly, since I did the previous parts on the What's on the Shelf, and I'm now under my smaller game collection. Now, each cubby in that collection has a lot because they're such small games. But let's have a look at what's on this shelf here. So on this one, I have Carcassonne, the dice game, Zombie Dice, Rolling Bacon. Then I have Poop the Game, Trick and Treats, Square Meals, Gloom, and Love Letter. Now, I believe Gloom and Love Letter actually did the previous one. They're showing in the picture here, so just pretend you didn't see that. So Carcassonne, the dice game. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I bought this one just for the container alone. This is a tin box in the shape of a meeple. How cool is that? It's so neat. It looks beautiful. And it's just dice with random shapes on it. And it's interesting. So you roll your dice and you kind of you're trying to create a city with the darkened shape. And there'll be meeple shapes, there'll be these little catapult shapes. And depending, like you kind of roll until you can make a city, but you need to close it down as well to score the points. But if you get the meeples, you can kind of keep some of those dice so that you can do different things or score more points when your turn comes again. But it also keeps the dice with you, so it takes the dice away from the other players. It isn't one that I have played tons and tons. It definitely hasn't taken over Carcassonne. I prefer to play the actual Carcassonne, but I'm gonna keep this game in my collection forever just because of the look of that box alone. It's just so gorgeous. Next game I have on this shelf is Zombie Dice. Zombie Dice is one that we play lots because it's so easy to get to the table. And this is just a push your luck dice game. So you have this little tube container with all the dice in there, and you'll reach in and pull out three. Now, there is green dice, orange dice, and red dice. The green dice have more brains to shot ratio, while the red dice will have a lot more shots than brains. And the goal is your zombies, you're rolling the dice, you're trying to accumulate as many brains as you can without getting shot more than three times. Um, if you get shot three times, that triggers the end of your round. So if you had collected any brain during that round, they're all gone. So that's where the push your luck comes in. You can roll three dice. Oh, two brains, good. Oh, one shot. And we've been calling them shot in the face, and I don't know why. So like, oh, one shot in the face, and you put that one aside because you can't re-roll the shot in the face. They stay. Then you would reach in and pull in three more dice, and you would roll those. If you ever get little footprints, those are the humans getting away. So you roll them again because you're chasing them. So you would roll that again. Oh, two more brains. Now you're at four brains. You got a second shot in the face. So you got two shot in the face. If you roll a third shot in the face, you're done. So you kind of like, okay, no, I'll stop here and score my four brains. And then you kind of keep track of the brains that you've accumulated. Whoever gets to 13 triggers the end of the game. You kind of finished a round, and whoever has the most brains at the end of the game is the winner. As I said, this is one that we play lots. It's just so simple to play, easy to get to the table. You can be having drinks and playing this at the table, having supper and playing this at the table. So we play this one a lot. The Making Bacon, sorry, I thought it was Rolling Bacon, but it's called Making Bacon. Jerome, my oldest son, got this at Christmas because he's such a bacon fan. It was as a gag joke. Um, I don't know a whole lot about this. I don't think we've actually ever played it. I've kept the dice, and they're part of my dice bowl now. I have a big candy dish full of dice, and that's in there. And from what I understand, it has like a Yahtzee feel to it, and you're rolling trying to spell the word making bacon, I guess. But as I mentioned, I've never played this one. It was just unique looking. We've got rid of the box now because it was awkward with like the bacon sticking out the top. But the dice are in my dice bowl just because it's unique looking, right? And then another game that I have is Poop the Game and Poop the Game Party Pooper Edition. I bought this again as a gag joke, as a gag gift for the boys for Christmas. And this game is ridiculous. It's hilarious. So you have the toilet cards that you put up, and each toilet card has a number on it. Now, there's a lot of different variation to this game as well. And what you do is you're adding poop to the toilet, and you're trying to not be the one that busts the number and clog up the toilet, right? So the goal is try to get rid of your cards. And then you're playing cards and you're putting that in the, as I mentioned, in the toilet. And if you ever reach the tally where it's more, then you have to pick up those cards. Now there's things to do with the colors, having so many of each ones. And as I mentioned, there's many different ways to play this game. They had a lot of different variation. It's one that we've played a few times. I haven't played it too, but I mean, like, it's hilarious. So you have it's very, it's not graphic. Like, I mean, it's like an icon of a poop or whatever, and then there's little flies. There's one that has corn in it. So it's ridiculous. And that was Poop the Game. Then I have Tricks and Treats. This is one that was gifted to me quite a few years ago. And this is one that I pull out every Halloween. This is a deduction bluffing game, I guess. So the way that it works is you've gone trick or treating, everybody's back home now, and the parents are like, "Hey, you need to divide up the candies between everybody." And you're supposed to try to do it as evenly as possible, but you're secretly trying to put more in your own basket. So you have all the Halloween basket on the top. You have a card that has a number so you know which one your basket is. And you're going to be putting cards in the basket. Now, there's always like a couple of random basket that do different things. So it could be like you have a basket and whatever you put in there, the most candy that's in there counts as negative points. Those are the bad candies. So you're trying to like, okay, well, I'm going to put this in there. I know I'm not basket number 3, so I'm going to put the jujubes in the basket number 3, and I'm going to put a few jujubes in the bad candy basket so that whoever has basket number 3 is getting all these negative points. But you're trying at the same time to hide the fact of which is your basket. So you're kind of spreading it a little bit evenly, trying to collect a bit more points on your own basket. And you can take a guess at the end and say, okay, I think your basket number 2, you're putting a lot of good stuff in there, and then you can guess. And if you guess, they're eliminated. Now, if you're wrong, I think you eliminate yourself. So be sure. But it's a cute, quick, interesting game. It's just neat to have that for like the Halloween theme. Like, it's actually trick or treating theme. No, I haven't come across like true Halloween themed game. I mean, like horror, anything horror kind of fits, but this one is neat. Then I have Square Meal. This one is a tiny little box. It was a Kickstarter that I had got into, and each card is like a 3 by 3 of different pictures of different food. And then you'll have this one card that has like this pattern, and you're trying to get your cards by stacking them up on different areas, kind of covering corners. Maybe you're covering more, trying to recreate that pattern. This game is hard. You really got to get your mind kind of bending and twisting and thinking that way. So it's not it's a very well, it's not complicated. It's a super simple game, but it's just so puzzly, and it's tough. It's a brain burner for sure. So that was a Square Meal. And then that's it for that cubby. So be sure to follow me on Facebook. I haven't changed it here, but it's no longer Disbury and Areas playing all the game. It's now Board Game Mama and friends are playing all the game, because I'll probably be moving and not be living in Disbury. So I figure we would need to change the name for that. On Instagram, my Instagram page is boardgame_mama. My podcast is the Board Game Specialist that I do with my friend Carla, so be sure to give that a listen, as well as my YouTube channel, Board Game Mama. So be sure to stay tuned and catch the next game of What's on My Shelf. So bye, everybody.